And a lot of times, again, we don't want the process. And then we make the mistake of using templates. Templates are just basic, you guys. We use someone else's template and then we want to be extraordinary because they did it that way. And God says, no, I'm proving you. And I love David. I use David a lot because he stayed humble. And that was a part of the process. And God proved him. He stayed humble. And when he faltered, he came back humble. And God says, I called you to be here, but many are called, but few are chosen. Because you reject the process. And you reject the teachings that I taught you to get from A to B, to be extraordinary. And you're going, I'm destined for greatness. But you're using somebody else's basic template. And God said, I called you to be humble because you and me, I'm going to get you to extraordinary. But you and somebody else's template is going to get you to basic. What works for the goose is not always what works for the gander. I'm going to tell you that for sure. For sure. I see it every Monday when we're out there and we're getting the food and giving it to the people. Listen, if we want to get people to come, sometimes we're waving, come on, it's free. And they're looking. I can't get nobody to come nowhere. I got one person I was happy, but I'll tell you one thing. If we send Kim out there, Kim gets the people in. Now, if we want the people to come, we send Kim. Now, if somebody needs some straightening, because sometimes they do, Crystal's the one to call. But I can't use Kim's template. For me, it doesn't work. I can't use Crystal's template for me because I can't straighten nobody. They look at me and laugh. Bishop is a good community. I guess he just looks like you can talk to him. People talk to him. People don't talk to me. They say I look mean. That's not my strong point. That's not my strength. Okay? I'm a person who goes out and shows you by getting it done. That's my strength. I don't have the gift of gab like Deacon Merritt. I can't calm people like Deacon Bonds and get them to, no, I can't. I barely get them to trust me. They look at me and say, no, she looks shifty and skittish. I just have to go through the thing and show them that I am what I say I am. I can do this thing. But I cannot use somebody else's template and expect to be extraordinary. I cannot, no more than little David could have worn Saul's armor and slain Goliath. God says, I have called you to this thing. I have taken you through processes. Now you have to prove me. How so? You have to prove me in you is enough to take you to extraordinary. But here we go again. Oh, they did it that way, so that's how I have to do it. Oh, I have to get a big committee together. I have to get, I have to get a board members. I have to get, and God said, I called you to be singular. I called you to be the Long Ranger, the one pony show. And you got a whole group of people, and it ain't working out for you. Because God said, I didn't call them, I called you. But you using somebody else's template and expecting to be extraordinary with a basic template. Yeah, it worked for them, but it's not working for you. You know why? God didn't call you to that. Okay, I called you to greatness. I called you to this position. I called you to extraordinary. Okay, you've worked the calling before the calling came. Now, put it in action. Here you go. Do you know how this has brought down a whole thing that was going good for these people? They were getting together and said, we're going to build a tower to heaven. And they were getting it. They were getting it done. And God was saying, notice, oh, wow, they're really doing it. And so God says, I'm going to throw a monkey wrench in their program. And God just confused their language because he said they were unified. So if I can get them disjointed, and then I can break it up. And that's what he did. I'm saying that to say this because some of your stuff ain't working because you got too many people on the board. And God didn't call them, he called you. And you in him and him in you through Christ Jesus is enough for extraordinary. You got the position. You had the position long ago before you even came about. You were called for extraordinary. You were called to destined to be great. So throw away those old templates. And don't despise the proofing process because it works. I'm going to say this again. The proofing process is Christ in you and you in him. Extraordinary. Stop using other people's template. And know this. You've been approved long ago. You don't got to get excited about, hey, you got it, the increase is coming. Yeah, it's coming. Trust the process and let the process work for you. Here it is. Him in you and you in him. And make sure you notice you're going through these things for a reason. God often takes you through this so you can see what not to do. You can see, okay, it worked for me a totally different way than it worked for that person on the lower level. But this is what happens. Often we'll do it on the lower level, but when we go to the next level, we change up. We start using templates. We start watching videos of how they did it. We start Googling. Google God. Stop Googling and find out how to do something. Go to God. He's the one who called you. He's the one who said you're destined for greatness. He's the one who said I have a purpose for you. So why are we trying to fit someone else's shoes, someone else's armor, someone else's template, and thinking we're going to hit greatness? No. You've been approved for the position, but now you have to be proven. Me and you works every time. You and me works every time. Stay there and remember the things that I taught you along the way. Those things that I taught you along the way are what were designed to get you to greatness, or were designed to get you to purpose, or were designed to get you to power and serenity and peace, and to be a help to one another. So don't abandon the process. Don't hate the process. It's proving time. It's proving time. Yes, it's proving time. God says, prove me now. And don't be in that group. Many are called, but few are chosen. All right? It's time. It's time. Let's go!